Alright, what's up, homie? Never done an instructional video, so here it goes. So the biggest thing is keep everything clean. Gloves, every time you touch something that's not either the tattooing tool or your skin, take off your gloves. Grab whatever you need. Okay, keep everything covered. If you got one of these little trays, cover it with cellophane, so you just throw that away. Also the green soap bottle, make sure you cover that because you're gonna be touching that with inky, bloody, this and that. Generally, I don't really wrap this is the Senstol stuff, the Dettol, and rubbing alcohol. You want rubbing alcohol. So, create your barrier, put your plastic on. I'm going to show you how to set up the needle real quick. So, we have a needle. Oh, first, make sure you, whatever pen you use, make sure you clean that thing off, With rubbing alcohol should be good. Make sure it's nice and clean. I like chopsticks just because they you can just throw them away and they're single use. Just pull them out of the package, this and that. So if you use a pen, do that. Clean it. Blister packs, you always want to peel this paper off. You don't want to bust the needle outside that. See that? How the needle's over here? You can't really see shit, huh? Okay, so pull the needle out, slide it out like that. Okay, so I'd use the back of this pen and you just tape the tattoo needle to it. Okay, so if you can see how this needle bar has the needle on one side of it, you want that needle touching your bar for more stability. So it's like that. Okay, and how far off depends on you. I usually stick it off about yay far. See how there's some solder on there, solder sticking off of the thing, and then you just tape it. So you can pull off some tape, put a little bit on, just wrap it nice and neat and nice and tight, because you don't want this to move at all. So just like that. Yeah, so there's your needle attached to the thing. The needle's sitting on the thing. So as you're poking it, it has some sort of stability. Tape it back as well. Okay, so that's secure. That thing's not going anywhere. Okay, so that's your hand picking tool. You can wrap as much tape as you want to get a fatter grip, but don't think you're gonna wrap paper towel around it, because that's gonna slip in and out of it. So that's, pen should be thick enough to hold comfortably because it's a pen. Okay, so that's how you set up that. Okay, so the next part, setting up your tray. Okay, so you get Vaseline, whatever, A&D ointment, just squirt a little bit on there. You don't need very much. What it would do is take the cap, put it inside the Vaseline, and stick it to your tray, so that means it doesn't tip over or whatever. That's that. And then with your bottle of ink, always open and close it with a clean paper towel, just because ink will get on your gloves, get everywhere, get on the bottle. So always when you're opening and closing your bottle, just use it with the paper towel. So with your ink cap stuck to the thing so it's not going to tip over, just fill your ink cap with, say, this is ink, this is Dettol, but I'm just there you go, that's ink. All right, and then that's that. Have your paper towels, in a clean area, hopefully sitting on your tray or something clean. Or if you didn't get this tray, just put saran wrap down on a clean counter, and you can have a big workspace. But always make sure your paper towel's on that clean surface. This is not clean. Okay. Well, then that's how you set up your tray. So you'll have your ointment, you have your ink cap with ink on it, and you have your tool, and then you'll have your paper towel, and your green soap is going to be sitting there. Oh, for the green soap, you don't need very much. So like in this big bottle, I'm gonna put like this much green soap and the rest water. You don't want it too soapy. So when you have your little Nalgene bottle, only put like the smallest little bit and then fill the rest of it with water. The Dettol you use straight, so you could just use it right out of the bottle you got. You don't have to put it in that other Nalgene you got. Rubbing alcohol is really important. I would probably put rubbing alcohol in the second Nalgene bottle that you got, so it's easy to spray and stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to apply the stencil and stuff. So you always want to clean the skin with alcohol first because it removes any dirt, any oils. Big thing, you know, dirt, bacteria. Oils makes it so the stencil sticks, or the oil makes it so that the stencil does not stick. So rubbing alcohol, just kind of rub the area real good, you know, get it really, really good. I mean, you've been tattooed a bunch, so you've seen this all before. So clean it real good, and then from there, you can, on a different paper towel, put some Dettol, okay? You want to soak up the towel real good, and then you're just gonna like put it on there, and it should be wet. You can see how that's wet. You don't want it too wet, but you want it wet enough. So make it nice and shiny, wet. If it's wet enough, you can like take your time putting the stencil on. So once you put Dettol on the area, you can literally just gently put the stencil on there. Push it flat, okay? Push it, hold. If you push and hold for like 30 seconds or so, it'll make sure that that stencil ink gets into your skin and it's not gonna wipe right off. If you don't leave it on long enough, it won't stay on as long. So that's that. And then you just peel it off, okay? There's your stencil. Then you can throw that away, throw the stencil away, okay? So, at this stage, you have your stuff set up with your ointment, your ink, your tattoo needle. You have paper towels, you clean the skin, you put Dettol on, put the stencil on, and then take it off. Let it dry for a good like 5-10 minutes so it does not come off. Okay, now the actual tattooing process. Very important. When you have your stencil on there and you start to tattoo, you always want a thin layer of the A&D or Vaseline or whatever on your skin. That's gonna make it so when you poke ink into it, you can dab off that ink. If there's no Vaseline or A&D ointment, the ink will stick to your skin and you can't see what you're doing. So always a layer of ointment, and then dip into your ink, okay? And then you start the tattooing process. So, also, until you get the whole outline in your skin, use a dry paper towel. Don't put any green soap on this. If you put green soap on this before you finish the outline and you're wiping it, the wet towel will remove the stencil. You don't want that. So you always use a dry paper towel until the whole outline is on there. Once the outline's on there, you can wet the paper towel and then you can wipe it and you can see a lot better. Okay. Okay, so actual tattoo. So with hand poking, it's really pretty simple, okay? The one technique that that makes everything easier is to, here, let me back this camera up, like that. Is to kind of flick the skin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brace my hand so you're stable, and you know, with ink on here. I don't have any ink. I'm just doing dry. You push into the skin and you flick out. Can you hear that? That flicking of the skin or needle is gonna kind of leave ink in the skin. If you just in and out like this, it's not gonna leave as much ink. So you wanna push in, you wanna flick out. I always flick towards me because it's easier to, I don't know. It's better than flicking away from me because it's not really getting a good thing. So that's how you do it. In, flick out, in. And you just make your way around the tattoo. It doesn't matter if the dots are touching or not. They can be a little spaced out because you're just trying to get the outline in there. Once you have the outline in there, you're not worried about rubbing it off, then you can go back in and you can make the lines really solid by putting dots in between those dots. So that's that. I got a little bit of blood, man. I'm actually tattooing myself. Just for you, son. Okay. So, again, just... Okay. So that's that. Once you have the outline, then you're just filling. I mean, if you want to do dot work, you could just make sure the dots are separated. If you want to fill it just real close together, just go and just back and forth and just do small little areas. Don't, you know, you have a big area to fill, just focus on this little 1/4 inch square and then just slowly go about it, okay? And then pretty soon you'll be all the way there. And that's essentially how you tattoo it, you know. You can, I'm gonna grab this. Once you have the outline in, get your paper towel wet, and then you can really start wiping it, okay? But you see how much comes off with that green soap, so that's why you don't really want to get it too wet. Make sure everything's clean. You have dirty stuff, your dirty stuff only gets set on your clean surface, okay, which is wrapped in plastic. Don't set this on anything else. Okay. Okay, once you're done doing the outline, done tattooing for the day, you might want to just do the outline one speed, one time, and then wait to fill it in, because it might take a while to fill in, but up to you. When you're done tattooing, what you want to do is you want to always get rid of the sharp first. So just kind of peel back. If you can't undo the tape, just kind of pull it off, all right? So the first thing first, when you clean up, this sharp goes into that red sharps container, okay? That means you don't poke yourself, you don't drop it, anything else like that. Remove the tape. Hold on, I'm gonna go throw this away. All right, I just threw away that needle. Okay, so after that, you just kind of unwrap everything. This is gonna be dirty. Unwrap your plastic. And then unwrap your tray, or if it's just on the counter, just kind of ball everything up inside the plastic. It's easier to throw away. And then you have your HB wipes, your disinfectant. Just wipe everything down. Wipe the pen handle down. Wipe your bottles down. Just make sure you're cleaning everything with brand new gloves. Wipe it down on your bottles. Wipe it down the tray if you got that. And then that's the cleanup process, you know. Always discard the needle first, and then wrap all the plastic up into a ball, throw it away, and then wipe it down with your disinfectant at the end, so you're not cross-contaminating. Because if you just start wiping down before you have all that dirty stuff thrown away, chances are you're going to touch something dirty and then something clean. You might as well get rid of all the dirty things first and then clean up after. Okay, all right, good luck.